Hey guys, so heading into the end of this year, it's going to be obvious that condos will be a choice that most buyers are going to either qualify for or are going to be looking at, mainly because of the affordability aspect of condos being less expensive. What I wanted to do is I wanted to break down one of the most important documents when it comes to a condo, and that's called the budget. Specifically, a approved budget, but what I'm going to go over today is a proposed budget that was approved by the association. So although it says proposed, it was in fact approved, and I got the validation from that from the HOA. So let's go into some detail. So what we're looking at over here is mainly the maintenance assessment, and the maintenance assessment is usually the first line item on any budget. And you're going to see, if you go across the board, it's going to tell you that they're collecting $77,293. The reserve income that's required to be collected in order for Fannie Mae to at least establish the baseline of whether you can or you can't do a lower down payment. It has to be, in this case, $7,729. So essentially 10%. Now, there are instances where you can actually see, and I'm going to use 2021 as an example, that the reserve assessments are not exactly 10%, but they're very close. And there are, and this is the reason why I specifically asked for budgets, is there are certain scenarios where when we look at a budget and we see that it's closely correlated to, say, that 10% number, we can actually look at some of the line items, and some line items that are very typical for associations, especially down here, are going to be things like water and sewer, cable TV, and trash removal. And in most cases, these line items are not billed separately to the owners, right? Their trash is taken out by the association. So the association is the one that gets billed, and the unit owners don't get a separate bill. In some associations, the cable is actually part of the HOA payment, so they don't get a separate bill for their cable. And in other cases, the water and sewer, I would say in almost 99% of the cases, is included in the HOA as well. If we can get verification or confirmation from the HOA that that the unit owners don't get separate bills, then in that situation we can deduct out the numbers from the total numbers that you see being collected. So in this scenario, if we, let's say, verified that the cable TV and the trash removal and the water and sewer were part of things that were not separately billed, then in essence what we would be able to do is essentially deduct those from the $65,000, right? And essentially that would make up the shortfall, the difference, the net difference. And then in this case, they would in fact be collecting the 10% reserves. So this is why it's really important to align yourself with someone that can read these, just to get an idea of how and what is in fact going to be included. And ultimately that's basically how you would read it. But I do hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Take care.